10, 11, and 12, still using the product to sum and sum to product identities. Again, you'll want to have that sheet handy. First of all, we have the product to sum, where we have the sine times the cosine, or cosine times cosine. Fill in our formula. Otherwise, we'll have the adding and subtracting ones, where we have the sine plus the sine, or the cosine minus the cosine. Filling that into those. So make sure, again, keep those formulas handy. Product to sum, sum to product, because we're going to have to use those. So going back over here, if I go to number 10, it says use a product to sum formula to rewrite sine of d cosine of 2d as a sum or a difference. So we have the sine times the cosine. If we look up our formula, it's 1/2 the sine of 4d plus 2d, a plus b, plus the sine of 4d minus 2d. And then we're just going to simplify that. So we have 1/2, 4d plus 2d would be 6d, plus the sine 4d minus 2d is 2d. And then basically we're just going to use our distributive property. We can't add the 6d plus the 2d. They're not like terms. So we're just going to say 1/2 the sine of 6d plus 1/2 the sine of 2d. And that's how we're going to write our answers. Number 11, we're using the sum to product formula. So this time we have the sine minus the sine. So you're going to want to look at the second set of formulas. If you have the sine minus the sine, you're going to have 2 cosine. And first of all, we're going to add them. So 3b plus b over 2. And then we have the sine of 3b minus b over 2. So when we have the sine minus the sine, you have 2 cosine of a plus b over 2, sine of a minus b over 2. So I would have 2 times the cosine. This would give me 4b over 2, which simplifies into 2b. This would be 2b over 2, which is just a b then. So I have 2 cosine of 2b, sine of b. Can't do anything else with that, so that's just going to be my answer. And the last one is going to use a sum to product one also. Down in that second group of formulas, we're going to do the cosine minus the cosine. So you want to look up your formula for cosine minus cosine. This one starts out at -2, and we're going to do the sine of a plus b over 2, so 7z plus 3z over 2. And then we have the sine of a minus b over 2, so 7z minus 3z over 2. So -2 sine, 7 plus 3 would be 10z over 2, which is 5z. And then 7z minus 3z would be 4z over 2, which is 2z. So I get -2 sine of 5z. Whoops, and I forgot to write the word sine in there. Helps if I put that in there. Sine of 2z. Now I got it written down right. So -5 times the sine of 5z times the sine of 2z would be our answer.